people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for a new recent reads video. The first book on this list is called Your Plantation Prom is Not Okay. This story is a YA contemporary following a young black main character who runs a museum with her historian dad, centering on enslaved people. So when her next door neighbor wants to have a wedding on that property, that feels incredibly disrespectful and insensitive to her. This book is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. I loved how this book delved into topics such as cancel culture and social media and like grief and rage and love and loss and therapy. Like everything about this book was so well done and just so good. Like it was so awesome. I loved how this book talked about how America oftentimes romanticizes history and the past especially. Like I love that so much because it was done so well. The story is so well paced and so good. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. The romance is so cute and just so well done. Like everything about this book felt so well paced and so well researched and just so good. So anyway, with all that said, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars. I would definitely highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Eli Over Easy. This story is a middle-aged contemporary following a young gay boy who's reconnecting with his deceased mom through old recipes. And honestly, I rated this book 3 stars, but it had absolutely everything to do with me and really nothing about the book itself. You know what I mean? Let me explain. I was so excited to read this book prior to its release because of the author's reputation. But unfortunately, I didn't get to read this book at the time that it came out in October for some reason. So I ended up reading it 2 months later. And I think that because of that, for me, the hype died down. So I wasn't as excited about reading it anymore. So by the time I did get to read it, I didn't really enjoy it as much as I could have had I read it in October. I don't know if really that makes any sense. But basically, objectively, this book is great. Like, the plot is intriguing and engaging. The characters are well developed and distinct. Like, the relationship between the main character and his friends, as well as with his parents, like, both of them was done so well. The friendships are wonderful and lovely. The cooking elements are great. This author is definitely really talented. But however, for me, I rated this book 3 stars because I wish I had read it earlier and not at the time in which I read it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but take that as you will. The next book on this list is called The Secret of the Ravens. This story is a middle-aged fantasy graphic novel that follows a pair of twins who go on raven quests, only for them to get in over their heads. This story is absolutely so fantastic and it's so good. First of all, the illustrations are so pretty and so well done. The art style of this book reminded me of like The Deep and Dark Blue as well as The Prince and the Dressmaker, which are 2 graphic novels that I've read this year that were absolutely so iconic and so excellent. The plot is so engaging and so intriguing. The mystery is so well paced and so captivating. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. Like, I love the sibling dynamics so much. Everything about the story is so well done, and the entire adventure was so immersive and just so interesting and so intriguing. I hope that there's more to this series with that cliffhanger ending. I really will continue this series because this book was so good. I really enjoyed every single second of it. So anyway, overall, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Figure It Out, Henri Weldon. This story is a middle-aged contemporary following a young black disabled main character who's navigating new friends, family dynamics, in 7th grade. This story is absolutely so excellent and it's so good. First of all, I loved the family dynamics so much because they each felt so authentic and so well done. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. The friendships are so lovely and so wonderful. Like, everything about the story is so well done. The disability representation felt very casual and very well done. Although I feel like, and I could be wrong about this, but I feel like her disability is never quite explicitly named within the parameters of the text. It's just like heavily implied, more like. I don't really know if that makes any sense. But like overall, this book was really good and I really enjoyed it because I love these like coming of age, no plot, just vibes type of story. I don't know if that's fully accurate either. But anyway, overall, I rated this book 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. So with that said, I would definitely highly, highly recommend it. The last book on this list, and certainly not the least, is called A Pinch of Magic. This story is a middle-grade urban fantasy following a pair of new friends after a love spell backfires. This story is absolutely so excellent and it's so well done. And honestly, I wasn't really expecting to enjoy this book as much as I did, but it felt so magical and so immersive and just so inventive and unique. First of all, the magic system was so brilliant and absolutely so clever, and it truly made so much sense. I hate it when magic systems within fantasy worlds don't make sense, because that means the world building is more complicated without being immersive too, if that makes any sense. But anyway, this book was so good. The plot is so intriguing and so engaging. The characters are so well developed and so distinct. Typically, I don't really like first person, multiple narratives. But in this story, I enjoyed both characters so much. Typically, I prefer it when a book has multiple perspectives if they're in third person as opposed to first person. But in this book, it worked so well, which I was surprised by as well. But anyway, overall, this book was really, really good, and I really, really enjoyed it. The mystery and the family history was done so well. Everything about this story was so good and so excellent. So anyway, overall, I rated this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I would highly, highly recommend it. So, in conclusion, and I feel like I said this every single month of this year, today is December 19th, and I read less this month than I was really expecting to, but honestly, as it adds up, overall, my reading year in 2023 was better than I was expecting if I take a step back and look at it overall instead of month by month, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I'll talk about that more in my 2023 reading wrap-up, which I will probably film the first week of January. But anyway, overall, I hope this video helped diversify your bookshelf. So in conclusion, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the frog emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!